We're flesh and blood. I think we represent freedom, expression of your fantasies. We're like a dream.
Hard life. It's not always this glamorous, but I enjoy it.
Can I have one? I love you.
But can you honestly say you enjoy meeting disc jockey after disc jockey, screaming teenager after screaming teenager?
Every screaming teenager is different. I enjoy it a lot, sure. I mean, to that particular teenager, if she's female, she's the only one that really matters.
Their fans show up as much to see the costume and makeup as to meet Paul Stanley himself, which is why the members of KISS are never seen in public without costumes and makeup.
What, if somebody gets a picture, you take the camera away?
Well, we'll take the film and we'll pay them for it. Yeah, I mean, we're not in the camera business, so we... Yeah.
But it's really that important?
Yeah, I think so. I think we care that much. It's not an obsession as much as we care.
We work under a lot of pressure, you know. We have a responsibility of getting this show up every day, and we do. And there's a lot of things that can stand in the way of getting the show up every day. But we do it.
Working with the crew of the KISS concert was a real eye-opener. It starts out looking like complete disorder, but every step is organized.
Push that I-beam on there.
Everybody has his own job, and it all fits together in the total concert. Patterns of light and sound, everything is worked out to hit just right.
What kind of effect are you trying to create in the language of the KISS?
For KISS, it's very important to complement the music. We've got to keep the lights just as vibrant and powerful as the music is. You've got to, most of all, understand what light is and how it's affected by color. For instance, that shirt you're wearing, what would you say that shirt is?
Blue.
Blue. All right, I would say that shirt reflects blue because the sun has all the colors of the rainbow coming at us, which appear to be white.
Right.
But that shirt is absorbing all of the colors except blue, and it's reflecting blue back at us. So it appears to be blue to us.
Right.
These are put in front of the light. If the light is coming from this direction, this actually absorbs all the colors except blue, and it lets blue pass through. So the proper name for this is really a color filter, because it's filtering out everything but the color that we want to come through. I'd also have to be very careful not to get this blue on your face, because up on your face, you look a little like Dracula. Exactly.
Okay, that's fine. Now hold that tight, all right?
I see.
This is going to really torque away on you, okay? So just go along this top edge here. And just go for it.
Place right there. Halfway.
Oh, it's alive. How much does this whole thing weigh?
12,000. We've taken this show from, it was a 30-hour show when we started out, and now it's, you know, knocked down to, well, we start at 8 and we go out at 4. You know, we're done by 4. It all works. It's like clockwork. I'm the lighting director on the show. In most normal cases, I spend an hour on the truss every day, and that's just to do my focus, which is I go up and I go around each section of truss and I check how the beams are aimed. One of the properties of light, it just spreads. It's the same thing as a car headlight. You're aiming beams. The effects and the lights have to go along with what's happening on stage with the band.
Right over this wing, right here. Right off here, but down stage.
What I do is amplify and mix the sound that the band creates on stage. Sort of control the balance of what they give to me, the blend it. I try to keep it around 110, 112 decibels, which is a measurement of sound pressure level. Somewhere between car horn honking, at 2 feet away from the car horn, to a jet taking off, somewhere in that range.
We're off to see the wonderful Winter. What else can you do?
And then I put the harmonizer in, and it sort of adds another voice. It's the same thing. Now, you have things like, in Star Wars, they had that Darth Vader voice where he said, "May the Force be with you." What you do is you take the harmonizer and you bring it down pretty low, and you've got two of them, so I've got to do it with this one as well.
I'm going to go right back there. I used that in a song called God of Thunder, when Gene Simmons talks like a monster. And we also had your typical Mickey Mouse type of voice.
Well, it's sort of a combination of the two. And that's my Mickey Mouse voice. Sure.
Hi, this is Judy talking to you live from the Kiss concert.
Stand by. Top 3 to pick up your man. Take right. Down stage center. Stand by. Stand by. All spots. Color 6. Stand by. All spots. Go up to color 6.
Detroit has been known for decades as the Motor City, putting the nation on wheels. In 1960, a man had a dream, a musical dream. With the help of Janie Bradford, they wrote a song. With the help of a young singer named Barrett Strong, they produced it in their candy store recording studio. And indeed, they made a lot of money. That song led to the now Berry Gordy Jr. empire, known as Motown.
But the Motown sound and era has come and gone. Detroit now is still ahead of its contemporaries, known as a mecca for rock stars and concert attractions generally. A new breed of rock and roll returns tonight to Cobo Hall for 3 incredibly sold-out concerts. That new breed of rock and roll is called Kiss.
Kiss, much like Detroit's own Bob Seger, is from start to finish high-energy rock and roll. Unlike Seger, Kiss employs the extreme in the theatrics on stage, utilizing fire and smoke and bizarre costumes and the ever-consistent, constant concealment of their true identities through the use of makeup that takes 2 hours to prepare for a show. But who is Kiss? We know the group is comprised of Gene Simmons, Ace Frehley, Peter Criss, and Paul Stanley. But who are they personally? Why the makeup? And the question everybody wants to know the answer to.
How did you get the name Kiss? Well, we were looking for a name that would be really accessible, a kind of name that would almost sound familiar to people. And we wanted a name that wouldn't limit us to just the United States. No matter where you go in the world, people are familiar with the word Kiss. And it's got a lot of different connotations. It's the first step in foreplay. It's also like the kiss of death. It's kind of multifaceted. It can be heavy, it can be very sweet.
How far is Kiss going? Kiss is probably going to go as far as people are going to let us go. It's a really hard question to answer. We're going to do as much as we can do and as much as people are going to let us do. And the only reason we're up there on stage in the first place is that we're trying to entertain people. And without people, we're nobody.
The Japan tour that's coming up. 120,000. You told me these guys were cut up, so now I believe it. 120,000 fans will probably be waiting for you, and undoubtedly will see you when you're in Japan. How do you react?
Not only myself, but the whole group is really excited about going to Japan. From what I understand, it's going to be like the Beatles coming to America. They expect between 5,000 and 10,000 kids a day walking.
Peter Criss, drummer, and also singer on one just beautiful song. How do you feel as a composer?
I don't feel I'm a composer. That's a big word. I feel like I'm a writer trying to be a better writer. That sounds nice, writer. Composer's gigantic. I mean, I was like, but backward, that's composed. I don't put myself in that category.
One step further. Are there other songs like Beth locked away in your head?
I got a million of them.
Well, gentlemen, and I do mean that sincerely, you are unassuming, unpretentious, and very, very nice people. And I hope in one small way I have conveyed to the public the members and the men of KISS that I have gotten to meet. And if you cut me up one more time, I'm going to walk out the window.
Thank you.
Oh, no.
Regarding Peter's song, Beth, I found out when having dinner with the guys later in the evening, Beth still remains in the imagination. KISS in the music industry is said to be sharing the popularity the Beatles enjoyed in 1964 on their first U.S. tour. Will they continue to grow and mature the likes we have seen with the Beatles? Time will tell. I know this. 3 sold-out concerts in Detroit, approximately 34,000 fans. Don't come easy.
for years. People wanted to see Peter Criss. He was one of KISS's founding members, and he's here without his protection.
It's a pleasure being here.
Yes, and while we were chatting during the break, you were saying you're a new daddy.
Yes, I'm going to be a father, and it's my first one, and I'm a nervous wreck.
Oh, well, I mean, that's to be expected.
Well, I don't know. We're having natural birth, and I'm going to the classes. I thought of bringing popcorn, but it don't make it, so I gave that idea up. And it's really exciting.
Well, a lot of daddies are afraid that they're going to lose their courage once they get that ready.
No, I'm ready to be another Dr. Kildare, wear the uniform and do it.
Listen, did it bother you when you saw on the monitor that we showed you with KISS, and you've been away from them now for at least a couple of months? I'm not sure how long.
Oh, 12, 13 months.
That's a long time. Yeah. Are you used to being without face, without the old cat?
I'm getting the hang of it.
Yeah.
You know, I was with them 10 years, and I'm proud of that, because we made history, and it was a great moment in my life. But if you want to do something, I call it 110. You have to give that much. And I started getting tired of it, and I said, God, I want to try to do it on my own. I didn't want to hit the age of 40 someday and say, gee, can I have really made it on my talent and the schooling, all the schooling I went to get more of my craft, and so I'm giving it a go now.
And toward the end, you were feeling a little trapped artistically, and you saw other artists who were making money, who were being very successful at some of the things that you wanted to do. I know you cited the Commodores as one of the people that were writing meaningful lyrics and doing some pretty stuff.
Yeah, exactly. The last album, well, my album that I recently did was called By Myself, which I am by myself now. It did fairly well, and I went in gung-ho, and I'm going to make it, and I know it's going to do it. And I found myself by myself now, and I learned a lot from that. And this time I'm going to take my time and go in with a little more, behind it. I'm not just going to rush in and produce it and do the cover. I had my wife on the cover. I had her, but I didn't want to eat hamburgers.
Rather attractive wife.
She's very, very pretty, yes. And it was either putting her on it or eating meatloaf for a week.
Yeah.
So I put her on the cover, and it did well. But I'm going to take my time for the next one. And I'm enjoying my life now. I'm waiting for the baby to be born. I want to be there, and I want to be with my son or daughter, whatever it may be, as long as it's healthy. I really don't care.
Because once you start touring, it's going to be a lot of time away from home. You talk a lot about this. You complain about managers and promotion type people that push artists too hard.
That gets me in trouble.
Yes, well, yeah, because these people can kind of control your lives a little. But now that you're going to be out on your own, do you think that you'll be able to control the long days out on the road and the days that you actually get the crazies and your personality changes?
Yeah, I do. Because now it's kind of like I'm the quarterback now. I'm calling the shots. And I will go out and tour. I have to go out and tour. I want to go out and tour. And it's exciting for me, but it won't be no more, it won't be 10 months out, and then you never see your home, you just pay the rent.
Yes.
And so it's easier now, and I'm being recognized now on the street. The funniest thing, though, is Sunday morning will come, 7 o'clock, and on my door, and I'm coming down with a robe, and I open the door, and there's these kids with a blasting stereo. Can we have your autograph? I think it's great, but not 7 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, no, we don't want to be bothered by anybody.
That's seven, especially if you had a party the night before. You're not quite up to...
Now, you see, this is going to be another problem, a different set of problems that you're going to have. Now they're going to know who you are, and now you're going to know what it's going to be to be hounded constantly.
It's okay with me because I love them. But not quite at 7 o'clock in the morning. It's a little different.
Is your dad still alive?
Yes, he is.
How's he wasn't very supportive, let's say, of your drumming career. How does he feel about you now?
Oh, you asked me. I took lessons from Gene Krupa.
That's fascinating, yeah.
And he said, in the early days, you'll never be another Gene Krupa, because he grew up with big bands, and I love the big band music. And now I'm another Gene Krupa to him, and we get along fantastic. He supports me. My mother's my biggest groupie.
And she's a safe one. Your wife will approve of this.
Yes.
Peter, much luck to you, much success to you.
Thank you.
You're a nice guy, and you deserve all good things going on.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Jeff?
And good luck with the new arrival, too.
Yes.
I wonder if this is real soul.
It's a great cake. I'm Bruce Spillman, and I do the lighting for KISS, lighting director and designer.
Well, these guys are great. They've always been really nice to me.
I like this. Oh, yeah, it's perfect.
Poison cake!
My crew of 5 go in the morning very early, 6 o'clock. I've got another 12 local men. And you have to be prepared to really put yourself into it. I mean, sometimes the workload is really, really hard.
Hey, for you, I'll do anything. I'll raise it. I'll take it up into the roof. Because he's a good lighting. He is.
Oh, we can get close.
LD.
The king. We're counting 400 lights. So that's 400,000 watts of light. And we assemble trusses that carry lights, and each one of those trusses is 14 foot long, and they put the grid together, fly it in the air.
Watching your plumb bobs? Okay.
So it's not like we individually put 400 lights in the air, but that's what it is. Late in the afternoon, I'll go up in there and focus, walk the grid, check and make sure there aren't any lamps that got knocked out in the ride. The boys come in and do a sound check. I usually run through some cues and stuff while they do sound check. Makes them feel good, loosens me up a little bit. And then we do the show.
How long until you guys are ready, or are you ready?
I think we'll be ready in about 2 minutes.
Peter, can you do the poster quickly?
I did.
I am the wardrobe coordinator and supervisor with KISS. I am 23 years old. My name is Pixie Esmond. The hardest part of the job is being away from home.
The prince gets into his cloak.
KISS is my new family. They are my 4 brothers and friends. I am mother, big sister, little sister, best friend, girlfriend, and general kind of beat up the girl next door. Someone they trust and who loves them, respects them, and will not take any guff from them and get the best out of them before they leave that room.
This holds my pants up.
They are professionals. I am a professional, and I enjoy the fact that we both enjoy it.
My father always said, make sure you wear cufflinks.
We do a show every other day, and we're on a bus for 8 hours traveling. I go in at 10 o'clock in the morning, get the dressing room set up, do repairs, the washing and glue and paint and all the repairs. My advice to someone who wanted to do my job, whether it be for KISS or in the theater, is learn how to sew. Be prepared. Be ready to deal with an emergency of any sort and to stay calm at any time. An imagination that will allow you to try anything or do anything. Everything that I learned in grade school and high school, I have used in this business at some time in my life. It's a challenge because they are 4 very demanding men and they have a very difficult job. And it's totally different than anything I've ever done. Being happy with yourself first enables you to take that joy to whatever you do, thereby making it easier and a happier experience for all the people involved in it.
It's like getting ready for surgery.
Getting ready for surgery.
Actually, we are as clean as doctors, aren't we, guys? Clean. Okay, time to rock and roll.
The KISS audience is the most exciting audience I have ever seen.
It's a high. That's what it is.
Ace, could you explain why you changed from rock to disco?
I don't really think we made any drastic change. I think the song you're referring to as disco is really rock disco. But the majority of the album, I think, is rock still. You know, I think, different styles of music on the record. We do rock disco, we've done ballads like Beth.
The song I Was Made for Loving You is the first song that made it on the charts in Holland. So do you think that rock disco is appealing to a different audience than the pure rock?
Now, I'm not sure about Holland, but in the United States right now, disco is dying out a little more, and rock and roll is starting to come back a lot stronger. So who knows what will happen within 6 months in Holland.
The whole idea for us was to do a song that fit the category and still pretty true to what we do. It must have been the right move because it's either one or two around the world.
You know, discotheques are real popular now, and people are getting out there and dancing, and, you know, music with a strong, danceable beat, you know, is really popular now, so...
It's still rock and roll.
But it's still rock and roll, in my opinion, you know. Well, I think disco's really hot, you know.
Gene, I read that you wrote some of the lyrics for the Beatles in the early days. I don't know if that was a joke or not. Is that true?
The truth is that I'm really Paul McCartney. See, I play the bass in Kiss, and so it's really the same thing. No, that's not true. If you believe some of the rumors, Dolly Parton is playing keyboards for us at this very instant. Dolly, would you... Oh, she's not here. She's probably tuning in. No, it's not true.
But you used to write mostly ballads. Is that true?
Before the band started, Paul and I were two romantic types. I've since become depraved and perverted.
We were two romantic types singing in Chinatown with an acoustic guitar with an open case.
That's no lie.
Throw in quarters. That was very romantic.
Since you've given us a nice display, maybe you could explain why you perpetuate this image and refuse to appear without the makeup.
This is no image. It's the other Gene that has got the makeup on. This is me.
Seriously, Gene. I mean, you're obviously, the four of you are making a superhero kind of image. What do you think it is that is keeping that up? Why is it that you do it?
The thing that's keeping it up is the same thing that keeps all things up. It's excitement. Exactly what I was pointing to. I think people are sick and tired of having boring rock and roll stars getting up on stage with denims and just strumming their guitars. I think everybody needs heroes in their life. If it's either Superman, Santa Claus, or Kiss. And I think we combine the best of all possible worlds. Theater, rock and roll, we're everything to all people. We're Kiss.
Paul, do you think that there's a problem in the sense that you're giving kids a sense of violence? There have been a lot of complaints about that from adults. How does the group feel about that?
I think anybody that confuses what we're doing with violence is like probably never been to a show of ours, because what we're doing is high energy, and there's a big difference between high energy and violence. I mean, what we're doing isn't destructive, it's just letting off a lot of steam. And I think everybody needs to do that. Some people go to a gym and punch a bag. We go on stage and blow up amplifiers.
Even
we're telling people, here's an hour and a half that you can escape with us. And everybody needs to escape once in a while.
When are you guys planning to come to Holland?
Here's a little song. The song's about a girl who tries to be a real straight little good girl during the day. But at night, this girl is bad. The song's called Thrills in the Night. Wait for pushing away as she dresses for the start of the day and desire. She's kept hidden inside makeup chamber. She knows what she has. Smells in the night, off from the light. Passion taking over. Prices she pays all through the day. No one really knows her. Smells in the night, off from the light.
I'd do it tomorrow if I could.
I think we're planned.
Good taste on your part, I must say.
I think there's plans. As you hear this, there are plans in the works to come visit you.
I'd like to toast all my fans in Holland.
Don't post anything.
And I hope we'll be seeing you real soon. As soon as we can get out there, we'll be there. Right, Petey boy?
What do I have to say? Something for Holland? I want to go over and make every lady there.
Can't you think of something a little more gentlemanly?
That is a gentleman?
Okay, make half the ladies.
I'll make half the ladies in Holland.
You know something? A lot of people Well, I should actually say there's a lot of girls who feel like they want to take Eric home and mother him. Well, I tell you something, he may look like a little boy, but he's built like a man.
I'm Paul Stanley.
I'm Peter Chris.
Ace Frehley. And I'm Gene Simmons. We're here to fight a super menace, muscular dystrophy.
It takes a lot of power to fight a problem that's larger than life, so we're calling on you. When this disease strikes, it's good to know help is there. But the Muscular Dystrophy Association can't give help unless it gets help. Research and medical services cost a lot of money.
It takes a determined army to win a fight this big. Please stand with us. Call and make a pledge right now. For the success story of the decade, Casablanca honors KISS with double platinum. Gene Simmons, Paul Stanley, Peter Chris, and Ace Frehley.
Well, it's not really true. We walk around the streets of New York like this all the time. I know when I'm home and when I want to relax, I put on my studs and my heels, sit back and watch a good television show. This is how we perform. This is KISS. I mean, on stage, we don't look that different. I mean, it's not Clark Kent and Superman. We get our rocks off looking like we look.
Looking outrageous.
Sure.
But is outrageous still in?
Past a certain point, you lose shock value. I mean, 6 or 7 years ago, you could be shocking. At this point, we're out there kicking butts, and that's what we do best.
KISS is that we put on a show, we put on a spectacle, we are performers. If all you want is the music, then you can buy our albums. But if you come to see the show, you're going to see something. You know, it's a multimedia, it's a visual kind of trip. We try to assault your senses. Assault and
The reason for the KISS success is basic. They've paid attention to business by putting their money into a never-ending road tour and at the same time putting out LPs. So with a band on the road that much, that means a lot of time in hotel rooms.
In the past, you used to wreck your hotels out of boredom.
Well, okay, in the beginning. But ABC, how do you wreck a major hotel?
Start at the door. I simply rent a whole floor, and everybody understands that floor is the demilitarized zone. There are some hotels that are kind of worried about us, but as soon as you put down a bond, they let you in. Either that or we buy the hotel.
On top of everything else, KISS now has their own comic book coming out, which I'm sure will be another money maker for them. The question is, how long can they keep up this crazy pace?
A kiss, as defined by Dan Webster, is something pleasing, a caress, a gentle touch. But there's another kiss that isn't in Webster's. KISS is going to have its own comic book soon, featuring the 4 strangely attired and hairy fellows to be printed by Arcata Graphics. Printed in, if you believe everything you're told, in real KISS blood. To that end, KISS flew into Buffalo today, yes, with a plane, a Brinks truck bringing a little white box in which were, you guessed it, 4 vials of real KISS blood, which were summarily dumped into some printing ink for the old comic book. Isn't that wonderful? The whole thing was a classic public relations stunt, one which may or may not have been in bad taste, depending on yours, one which may or may not sell comic books. It would be nice to think that people won't be sucked in by this type of thing, but then maybe KISS knows something or reflects something about us that we don't see.
Despite your reaction, the army of fans make a strong case for the idea that KISS, like beauty, is in the eyes and ears of the beholder. Ron Sanders, TV2 News.
song about putting everything you can into your mouth. This song's called Lick It Up! she's only begun. Got you under their thumb.
They're back on the road and in full force.
We came here today to announce that it's the farewell tour. Sometimes people think when you announce a farewell tour, it's kind of a ploy and you're going to do it again and again. Some bands have made careers of farewell tours. We've never said we were going to do this before. In 96, 97, we came back as the original lineup and did the biggest tour of the year. We played to over 2 million people. And at that point, we basically regained the heavyweight championship, which was impossible. We could have hung it up at that point. We accomplished what we set out to do. But we did the Psycho Circus tour after that and did the same thing all over again. And really, after that, we looked at each other and had a heart-to-heart and thought, it's really time to end it. Why continue? Better to leave a little early than stay too late. But at that point, we said, let's go out one last time, make it official, do a farewell tour, allow our fans to see us one last time, and celebrate the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Celebrate the real history of the band as opposed to just the period that the original lineup was responsible for. In actuality, the original lineup is responsible for the whole history of the band and should celebrate it.
And so when you came to that decision, was it a difficult one to come to? You guys have been working with each other for a long time now. And was that a hard decision to come to say this is the final tour?
You know, I think the God's honest truth is that after we were the #1 tour of the world, and this is the third or fourth time, I mean, we're talking about 96 to 98, after we got our Hollywood Star Walk of Fame, after Billboard magazine told us that we were right behind the Beatles in the number of gold records by any band in history, you know, there just aren't very many more mountains to climb. We had a real heart-to-heart, as Paul was saying, about how do you say goodbye the right way? Because we were going to hang up our shoes. They kind of look like this. Let's get a close-up of these beautiful little boots there. You know, we were just going to hang up the shoes, say thank you very much, but we really couldn't do it the classy way. The classy way is to make sure that we say thank you to the fans who put us here in the first place. This ain't a soundbite. We're not trying to convince the media that we know what to say so that you'll use it later on in the news. This is the real stuff. The bosses have always been the fans. We wouldn't be here without them, and we want to go out in style with the people who put us here, the fans. And we're going to take out Ted Nugent and Skid Row and just have a ball, and the critics can wait outside. We're going to do this one for the fans.
Having yourselves a little good time, huh? What's going on? Oh, yeah! This song says what rock and roll is all about. I want you all to help us out on this one. It's rock and roll all night, party every day. I want to hear y'all say, rock and roll! Rock and roll! Rock and roll! Rock and roll! Now that sounds damn good, let me tell you something. Now I want everybody here to join us, because we're going to take it down just a little bit. I want everybody to try this. I wanna rock and roll all night and party every day. I wanna rock and roll all night. Woo, yeah, yeah, yeah. Party every day. I wanna rock it. Wanna rock and roll all night. Come on, party every day. I wanna rock it. Wanna rock and roll all night. Party every day. I wanna rock and roll all night. Party every day. Wanna rock and roll all night. Party every day. Wanna rock and roll all night.
You guys have stage shows that are unsurpassed. What can your fans expect for this final tour?
Oh, I'm sorry. What do I That happens now and then. Everything. We want to give them everything we got. Bombs, explosives, songs from the 70s, 80s, 90s. We just did a Kiss Alive 4. Had a great time doing it. It'll be out in March. And as always, we always felt for us that it's a 24-hour job. It's not you go up in your pajamas and play. Our fans always, they put us up there. We have to say goodbye the right way. We have to leave as champions.
Technology really has come into I guess technology has really reached a point now where the state of the art is so much higher than it was during the 70s that the ultimate Kiss show now is really Kiss on steroids. As big as Kiss is, as bigger than life as Kiss is, the Kiss Farewell Tour makes everyone else look small. There is no other show. Every show has always been based on what Kiss has done anyway. This Kiss show is based on a Kiss show, which just means it's that much bigger. It's the ultimate farewell to people who made an amazing career possible.
You mentioned the album. You guys have a lot of songs and have put out a lot of albums. How did you come to choose those songs for Kiss Alive 4?
Ace gave us a list. Yeah, and we had to do it. This is what's going to be on the album, or else. They're the best of our songs, we felt. You know, the really best, and there's songs that Ace and I are doing with Gene and Paul that we've never done.
And it's a blast. I mean, it's pretty much the coolest tunes we thought.
It was the first time that we departed from doing songs only that were recorded by the four of us. We, did 3 or 4 songs that were when Bruce Kulick and Eric Singer were in the band. And it was fun playing the songs. They're good songs.
Again, look, people think that we're doing this for an effect. This is the real deal. We're not trying to pull any punches. We want to make sure that you understand that we're doing this for the fans. This is the farewell tour. This is not a game. There will be no other. We want to make sure that the fans know that we appreciate every one of our dreams coming true because of them. This farewell tour is for them. We'll see you out there.
Really, while we're in our prime, and we are, anybody who's seen the last 2 shows knows that we've never been better than we are now. But while we're on top, we want to go out on top.
One more thing, if we could just get you guys kind of looking at the camera, pointing, just kind of giving a face, so people can use that.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.